But it took me 2 weeks to cash that check because I didn't know what $823.37 was. Didn't. Little girl from the project. Until he said, your check paid in cash. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do with it. He said, I want you to cash it. I want you to cash it. I want you to lay that cash out in front of me. I did. And then I learned to spend it. My car didn't have an air conditioner in it. I got me an air conditioner in my car. I got me a bag phone for $3,500. I paid for a bag phone back then. Now my first one was attached to the car. My second one was $2,500 and it was a bag phone. I learned how to spend it too. But, you know, so you've got unlimited opportunities. And plus, we like to have fun.
Right.
You're gonna find I'm the one who always just does these crazy things. They never know what's gonna happen when you come in the store. Because I want you to have fun in what you do too. Life balance is important to us. But you can't balance your life if you're not gonna be successful, because you're gonna be trying to lows all the time. And we don't want that. We want to have a happy realtor making great money, loving what they do. You're in a very stressful business though. But it's when you get to the closing table with them and they love you and they come back, it's wonderful. I can't tell you another industry I'd rather be in. I've told you all. Now, 47 years later, I love it as much as I did the first time I started. Very few employees can say that about their business. Very few. So your employees. Right now, your assets are employees. Do you get it?
Right.
It's be in here. John's made the commitment. I made the commitment to pay John. We know what we're doing. We know how to make it successful. You're the one who's going to have to end up making it real, not us. So I love every one of you. You're in great hands. You're in the best hands up there. We're all here to support you. Let us know how we can. 1, 2, 3, 4 books. And I think yours is it in Heather's office?
When I go home, I'll stop.
Okay, I could look in there and see if it's over, but I'm pretty sure I gave it to her. All right, gang. Have
All right,
at it.
so I wrote down 7 things she said. What did you all write down?
Oh,
Wow.
Thank you, John.
And I learn every time, so we need to make sure we're taking notes and we're writing down something. Unless you're smarter than I am, you can always remember stuff. But be an employee, borrow money to start your business, guts and glory. She didn't say the rest. Guts and glory. Work your database. She didn't say this, but I added. Use the RE/MAX tools in the training. You know, the RE/MAX system is enough to make you successful if you would just use it. So you've got to use Jeremy and I and make sure that we're utilizing all the RE/MAX tools. Another thing she kind of said would be leverage resources and other agents. Leverage resources and other agents. So resources are systems and tools and things like that. You have to learn, and we'll figure out all these tools right here in red. All those tools right there help grow your business into the sources that you're going to set your business model up, which will then create a business plan that's going to be successful. And life balance. And we're going to actually learn about life balance because I've paid for this, but I'm going to share it with you guys. Brian Buffini has a thing called the Pathway to Masteries. It's 8 modules. We're going to go over that after we get through the orientation class, and I'll give you a full copy of this booklet here. It cost me $600. And Brian is a relationship person who talks about the 5 pillars of balance of life. And in those 5 things, he'll teach you how you're going to balance those the best you can. And I'll tell you, I've been through that balancing act multiple times in real estate. And this past year, it probably hit me the most where I let my health hit bottom. In December, I was out of it. And I was just running aground and had some health issues. And you just gotta have to take a step back and say, okay, you know what, it's not worth it. You might be making all this money over here. You might be spending all this time in your business, but you know, where's your family and where's your health? So, you know, those things are gonna be some things that you're gonna discover and go through that there. Spiritual is the other one. That's one of the other ones. I mean, with COVID and no church and things like that, I lost that, you know, piece of the balance as well. So we're gonna learn the balance, and we're gonna learn that through Buffini's system, and I think you'll really love it. I mean, everyone will take away something different out of that program. It's just an hour for the modules. We'll do them during the morning session, then we'll talk about them, and then we'll knock them out 8 days in a row, and that'll be part of our accountability camp that we'll do as well. So hopefully I gave you some time now to think of some things that she said. So who wrote some other things down, or you need those listed again? So employ, borrow money, guts and glory, work your database. What else did she say? That
Unlimited opportunities.
yeah, unlimited. As much as you want it to be.
That's
You can be as busy as you want to be. You can be as busy as you want to be. And that is true. Once you all get the foundation laid, you get your training set, you can turn down business. And we're going to see that come back. I mean, right now you all are in a unique industry. It's never happened like this before. This is a perfect storm. But when we come out of this, and some agents that aren't going to make it, you all are going to be rising up when everything else is going to be, going down. And I've been through that in 09, 10, and 11. When the bubble hit, I mean, we lost a bunch of people. We couldn't give listings away. We were having circuses out in the front yard to try to get attention. I mean, we do everything, We couldn't get, and the house would stay on the market 6 to 10 months. Now it's 6 to 10 hours.
Right.
Minutes.
Minutes.
Sometimes they're sold before they even get listed.
I know.
I've got that problem right now. I got a little listing. I got some friends who are going to do, and they're telling everybody, well, we've already got 3 offers, and we're not going to list it for 2 more weeks. Because they're telling everybody, and that's how much pent up demand there is. So I'm getting texts from their friends saying, hey, I don't want to write an offer. I want to write an offer. I'm going, whoa, we can't get that far out, but they're excited and things like that. Anything else that you can think of, Robert? Anything hit you?
Life balance and budgeting.
Budgeting, yeah. Budgeting is really one of my strengths, and we've been through the last couple of years, we've had some really, really good fortune based upon the success that I've had in the industry, and paid our house off last month, and we're debt free. So I'm excited to say that. So we're all except I have an investment property. Of course, I have a mortgage on that, but I will try to teach you the best I can to save it and not worry about making it. Save it. The making it will come. The saving it will be the one that you'll have to, because you're all, a lot of you have children, a lot of you have things that you got going on in life, and they're pulling money away from you. So a budget will definitely help with that. And we tell the money what to do. And that's what Dave Ramsey's all about. I'm very excited if you can pull that off in the fall. That would be, I think, a great foundational thing we can offer our agents here. So
how does the borrowing money fit in with the Dave Ramsey plan?
well, what you do is you borrow it, and then before you do the class, you have it paid off. So you got about 4 months to borrow 10 grand, and then we'll pay it off before we start the class. So you can tell him that I don't have any debt.
He doesn't believe in
He doesn't, but you go back to him. He started somewhere, and I'm sure that he started it before he had to borrow. But his company is amazing, and we just went through a leadership camp for three days that Janice paid for, and it was just amazing, the speakers that he had and things like that. So yeah, I'm just a big believer. We did the envelope program where we did that as well, where we cash your checks, and Vicki and I rolled pennies, and so I'll share this story with you. So we'd been married, we're in apartments. It's our 2nd year, I guess, and I just started my computer job. She was working at a framing place, hourly, just making minimum wage, and I was on a commission but a draw system. So I didn't have a base, but they gave me, I think I got $800 a month. So I got $800, and then as you sold stuff, you paid the $800 back, and then they gave you the difference at the end of the month. And some days, or some months, I was in the negative, and that rolled over to the following month. That's what the draw's all about. So it was April Fool's Day, 1987, I guess it was. And it was Sunday night. We went to the laundromat, did our laundry. We lived in an apartment, had to go somewhere to do our laundry. So we did our laundry, come back, and we stopped, and we had some extra money, so we filled our car up with gas. We had one car. It was a little Chevette that her dad gave her, a little 4-door Chevette wagon. So she would take me to work, drop me off at 7 o'clock. We didn't open up till 8. So I sat in the Radisson lobby every morning for an hour, just working on stuff until our office opened up. Meanwhile, she went into work, and they were 7:30 to 4:30 where she worked. So that Sunday night, we did our laundry, came back, filled our car up with gas, had all the money that we had. Got up the next morning, and it was April Fool's Day. I'll never forget this. And someone siphoned all the gas out of the car.
Oh,
Wouldn't even start.
Wow.
So I don't know if it was a joke, prank, somebody needed gas or whatever it was. So we had to call her dad, who lived in Cynthiana, and have him drive all the way over with a little gas can, put gas in our car, and do that. All coupons. We were the coupon couple, buddy. We loved Burger King. We always, you buy one Whopper, get one free. Of course, that's when you put the Whopper 20 pounds on, because you eat Whoppers all the time. And so, all those types of things. And Janice is correct. I chucked papers for 3.5 years. And got it up to $1,100 a month was my pay on that. I mean, I built that paper route. But those are the things that I'll share with you in the stories of, you just keep working hard and things will come to you. And you'll find that myself, Janice, and all the agents here, and some of you already know this already, we are probably one of the most giving agents in our office in regards to just time and knowledge. And so you could probably run into somebody in the hall, and if I'm not available, you could probably just ask them, hey, Greg, hey, I've got a question on here. John's not, can I ask you something real quick? And they'll take the time to help you. That's just who we are, and that's how we do it. And that's part of the personalities and who we hire and things like that. So you're going to find out that, you're among the same type of people that want everybody to succeed. And if we all are successful, and the more RE/MAX signs we have in the yards, the better we all are. And RE/MAX did a campaign, it's been a while, probably about 10 years. It was Premier Market Presence, PMP, was it? I forgot all about that, Justin. But basically, their big thing was, we want as many RE/MAX signs in the yard as we can. Because the more RE/MAX signs, creative, the more people think RE/MAX creative's got to go with, who we have to. Recker Hayden was the monster. I mean, they had the Army, and every time you turn a corner, Recker Hayden sign in the yard or something like that. Jill Keller and some of these other ones came 10 years ago. But we really put on a big campaign and was just really trying to get as many listings as we could, just so that we could to have that premier market presence. And that was really all that was about there. So, all right, excellent. Anything you all can think of from Janice's? That was unscripted. I didn't know that was going down. So she said she was going to stop by and say hi. So that was good. That was good, yes, most definitely. All right, so let me walk you through a few screens. Some of the information you've already seen, some of it is going to be for the newer ones, but I just wanted to share. So obviously, the big thing we have here is where you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So everybody from our front desk help all the way to Janice is here for you guys. And there's not a single person in that group that you all can't call. You call them, and if they're not available, then we've got somebody else for you, okay? Usually, and I've told you all, the best way to get a hold of me is text me and say, hey, you got a minute, I've got a question. And if I'm with one of you in a meeting, I'll either break, or you put SOS or 911, or then I'll stop the meeting with them, because everybody's new and we want to make sure we get it. And I'll take your call right then. If not, then I'll say, hey, I'm in a session, I'll give you a call in 45 minutes. Because I usually meet with you all within an hour, and then I'm out and I'll check messages and go from there. So we've got you covered on that. Again, you all seen this before. We average more transactions than anybody in Central Kentucky, which means we try to give you all everything you need to do as many deals as you can. And out of all the agents, new all the way up to the ones that've been here 30-something years, we average 22 transactions. And we've been at that number for about 10 or 12 years. We got up to 24 at one time, and we've been down since I've been as low as 18. But we've never, we can go back, Janice thinks it's 30 years, but no one has beat us in 30 years on average transaction per agent. And that's just because we want to create an opportunity for you all to be full-time, productive, successful agents. Across the board, average-wise, we rank among all the people nationally Same thing. So Remax National, based upon their last poll, is 16.3. So that's all the agents within Remax. And then you got some regional guys and some big, big names that you might see. They all are still under 10. I mean, we almost double the next one. So what that says to you guys is we think we have the right tools, the right training for brand new agents to allow you all to make those kind of production numbers. And that's really where we want you to be. We want you all to make as much as you can. We want you to pay out every year and move on and get 99% of your check and go have fun. Save money. All right? So for the new guys here, basically this is what we're going to do over the next week or so. And for the ones that have been here, it'll be helpful for you as well because we do have some new forms. We're going to review all the forms. I'm going to walk you through a ton of scenarios that says, okay, here's what's on this form. So even if you've been here for a few months and you've been through the form, we're going to talk about, especially in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've had some new, unique situations that are all brand new. Janice and I, we've always said, we could write a book and every day is a new chapter. Because every day you all bring a situation to us where we're going, how the heck did that happen? How'd they get in that situation? Why couldn't we figure that out before we got this far along? So, even Friday there was a brand new one, so you just never know. We'll do some workshops as we do the accountability. So some of the things we're going to do is we're going to write offers. I'm going to give you some scenarios, financial situations, and make you kind of think your way through that. If you're representing a buyer, how would you write that offer up in today's industry? With the competition that's out there, what are some of the extras that you could be doing that might help you be more competitive than the other 16 offers that are coming in? Okay, and those are going to be some of the things that will help you out. We're going to establish an accountability program. That program is going to be tracked. I've actually got a spreadsheet and a whiteboard in my office, and we're going to ask you to get involved with not only my transactions, but we're going to find other agents in the office that have a deal going on, and you're going to tag along. You're going to show property with them. You're going to do home inspections. You're going to set in a closing. You're going to write an offer. You're going to set in on a listing presentation. You're going to do those they're going to write up repairs and inspection type stuff. That's the only way I think at this point Janice and I have decided that you guys will learn the quickest versus just waiting for you to get your first deal. I mean, it took me 8 months to get my first closing when I came here. Had that conversation at home.
Right.
After making $100,000, having a company car, and company credit card, and walk away from that, and then you tell your wife, I'm on commission only. I'm unemployed every day, sweetheart.
Right.
Woo-hoo. Come hug me. What do you do that for? All right, and then one-on-one coaching. So what we'll establish is once we've got to get you educated and get you going through there, then we'll have one-on-one sessions. I've been doing it with some of you already, where all we're trying to do is to sit down with you and put together what your plan's going to be, and then just develop it. Baby steps. Some of it might be leap of faith. Some of them will be some investment. You need to put a little bit of money into it and do some creative things that might help grow your business. I sent out an email this morning. I'm not sure if anybody got to read it yet, but it was a great article in Inman where it was the top 10 things to make $100,000. And you go down the list and it's just the basic things. It's just the basics. But what happens is nobody executes those basic things. Because he mentioned in the article, everybody's looking for the silver bullet. Where's that special program? Oh, it's so funny. When we were at 114 agents at one time, it was like crazy, which was big for us. And that's when everybody was just making jack. I mean, just deals were rolling in and everybody had extra money. And I was coaching some people, and all of a sudden I'd sit down with them and they come in the office all excited. I just invested $5,000 for a new website. And then 6 months later, they come to me and I say, hey, how's that website work? I don't know, I don't use it anymore. It was shiny at the time, and boy, I just had to have it. Or they'll go to the Remax conference and not worry about making relationships, but they're over at the trade show, finding out all the new gadgets, getting sucked in to, it's only $39.95 a month, forever. And then they come off, hey, can you get me out of this contract? I just don't know. I can't get out of it. I bought advertising on a park bench and I can't get a hold of the company anymore. They're out there. So through this coaching, I have made all those mistakes. Ben and I talked about this, and Ben, don't make them, because I've already done. So I'm gonna tell you what I think not to do, because why? I don't want you to waste your $500 or whatever it might be. I've already done that. So that's where my philosophy comes in: is, hey, I'm gonna help you not make that decision. Or if I think something's gonna work for you, then I really would encourage you to take that leap of faith and invest that, because it worked for me. And my business model may be similar to yours up to a point, but then after the ones that don't become part of mine, but they are part of yours, then we'll create something for you. But there's gonna be 2 or 3 of these sources that are all of ours. And basically, I just need for you to jump in and get committed, and let's just get it going, because that will be the foundation of your business. I mean, your sphere of influence right now needs to be your main point. And when we get to accountability, we all sit in our room here together, and we make phone calls together, you'll figure it out. You're just gonna call and ask me how your day is going. Just wanna let you know, hi, I'm John Groff with 3 Max Creative. Don't know if you got my intro flyer or postcard I sent out, but I'm new to the industry. I got a ton of energy, get a nice training here, but you know anybody that's interested in buying or selling, or I can add to my database. I send out monthly information that's just kind of just how to get your credit score up, how to maintain your home and create a wealth and things like that. You got somebody I can add in that, you know, you might think that I can just add to my list. You know, we'll just get the script down and we'll just make phone calls, and there'll be some other tools we'll do. So does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions on that? Some of you have already kind of been engaged with it already, so comments on it. How's it work with you so far?
How do we schedule the one-on-one again?
That'll just be you and I will set up a routine. I usually like to meet every other week. At first, we might meet every week. If you physically can't be here, we'll phone call or Zoom it. I mean, we don't want to miss an appointment. If you have to have a doctor's appointment or if something got double booked or something like that, it happens. I just don't want to cancel. You know, so we'll just do a routine. Ben and I have a schedule Thursday at 2 or something like that. We just automatically put it in the thing, so we just automatically know that time and date's going to work for us, and we set it up. But yes, we'll make that available for you.
I think that helps with accountability as well, because as you all do it, you kind of go through a list. He writes it out and gives you a copy, and so that's kind of my baseline for the next week is, okay, when am I knocking those out? And I mean, I've come in and I'm like, John, I didn't get them done,
Sure.
period.
It happens.
And so it's like, well, we need to make sure we're doing this time, and what couple things can we add so that you're ahead of the game next time? So
We knock some stuff off, add some stuff, delete some stuff. What was we thinking there? Or with my chicken scrabble on there, they go, what was you talking? what were we trying to do there? Then Jackie, what did I tell you the other day about what I was going to put on the wall? Remember that? What was it going to be after our meeting? You're going to walk over the wall and look.
Oh, yeah. Look in the mirror.
Look in a mirror. So after our meetings, I'm going to go, okay, go over and you tell yourself, you just committed these 4 things. It's not going to be me. It's in that person in the mirror. Now, if I look in there, I'm going to back off and get out. But no, man, you're the one that said you're going to do it, so that's all I can do there. All right, so everybody that's getting their license, and you're going to be on this as soon, you need to make sure that you get your post-license education scheduled. Eric's the proactive person here. He's kind of gone into the system and already signed up for the ones that he needs to get done. You've got 2 years, I think it is, to get, how many hours is it?
48.
48 hours. I'd say right now, while you've got a little more time on your hand, you might as well knock a few of them out, okay? Some of our accountability will be that once I establish the calendar in July, we'll spread our classes out a little bit. And then I go into on that calendar and I'll put some classes on there that are in the afternoon when we're meeting in the morning or something for a couple hours that you all can pick from. But right now you can go to LBAR website and go ahead and sign up for some of those classes and get them knocked out of the way. If anything, it's just giving you more education. A lot of the topics will overlap with some of the stuff we're talking about. But you've got 2 years, Alright, so what I don't want you to do is wait till the last 2 months and try to knock out 30 hours. Okay, which that's what most people do.
And you can take some online paid classes too.
Most of them are Zoom right now, are they doing it in person?
Yes, they are doing it.
Yeah, so they've
In person, back
Don't
online.
start.
Are they also doing Zoom?
I don't know, I don't know.
There may be a few, but most of them are at the
Zooming in the morning,
Yeah.
right?
And they're pretty flexible, they do them multiple times, you know, throughout the year, so if you miss one, you know, you'll be okay. Janice@elbar.com. Janice is the instructor, director over there for education, so it's Janice@elbar.com. She's a good resource for you sometimes where you can just email her and say, hey, would you kind of tell me what I'm missing? And then Eric, you found a place that you can go and find your,
Yeah, you go, that's why I was gonna sign in to see if I can pull it up again. There is a place on there that shows you what classes cover what topics that you need, because you have to have so many hours in each.
now where's that at, that site?
That's on Elbar.
elbar.com?
And,
Elbar.com.
and the
And it actually
continuing
has,
education for L-Bar, that's extra to the 48 hours that we have to have, correct?
a lot of the education you have has both CE and PLE as well.
Okay.
But if you go in here, somewhere in here, I'm trying to find it again, under education, you go to PLE licensing and education, you had a spreadsheet of everything, what the classes were.
Sometimes at Elmar, they will have just a month, they'll pick a month. And they will
Crash course.
crash course, you can get it, that's what I did. You can
Yeah.
get it done in a month.
So if you go,
It's over with, you
Yeah.
don't have to do it, if you get time to do that.
if you sign in, go under education, click on post license and education, it tells you what course topics you need to cover and how many hours you need in those. So some are 3, some are 6, some are 2. If you click on the tab of course topics, it gives you a little spreadsheet of what classes are under agency, what classes are under contracts, so on and so forth. Because I wish I'd learned that sooner, because I probably had 2 or 3 classes that I really didn't need to take.
Right.
And then I just use that list, it's got a spreadsheet in here, you can keep track of everything too. I use that list and I went down what I needed for each one or 2 classes each one, and then I went through there and whatever fit in time frame, I chose that class to cover agency or disclosure or contracts or finance. You pre-schedule them all out, and then they she'll send you an email reminder a day or 2 before your class as well.
Yeah, for Jackie and I, we have to maintain at least 6 hours every year of legal or just continuing ed. So once you all get past your 48, obviously by doing 48, you've already got your 6th. Once you've completed that, then you will need to have a 6 hour to maintain each year, which is really easy. Sometimes we even bring it